Okay, so I'm going to go over how. So I asked a question about like the macro quest and like the vendor prices and whatnot. So you can see like up there, I can see like the value, the item IDs, and all that stuff. That's part of macro quest as a whole. If you just want to use macro quest for vendor ID and general information, then you can go to Goldfish's video on Perky Crew and it can go over that. I will go more specifically over the E3 version, which gives you more control over automating your abilities and stuff without it being wonky. Because if you try to use like the melee plugins for normal MQ2, a lot of them are wonky, stupid, and they don't work the way you want them to. So we're gonna avoid using those, and we're gonna use E3 instead. So we'll do E3 next. Discord, because you gotta go to their Discord to get the file. I think that's something. So this takes you to a general league. I don't think this takes you to the thing though. I'm trying to remember how I got to the Discord. Yeah, it just takes you to that. Doesn't do anything. E3 next for EQ Might. Okay, so we go to setup on here. So this will be on the eqmight.com, and then you go to the setup, and then join our Discord channel. I think you have to get it from here, if I remember correctly. Okay, no, you don't click that. That doesn't take you to the Discord. Let's try this GitHub link. You might need to install this from Microsoft. So if you don't think you have a CISA plus blah blah. Um. Okay. So yeah, here. Oh wait, we might be able to get it without doing that. Hold on. That's a Discord link. Let me see if I can figure it out. Download the binary package. Okay, right here. Download binary package. You don't need to go. Let me give this to my brother. Okay, so this should be. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's once. That means I already have this. So boom, once you get that, you extract it. Once you extract it, you run the macro quest. It'll run in the background like this. And then once you have this running in the background, you are good to go. Oh crap. 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot I didn't have the folder over it. I didn't want to go looking around for it. So basically, when you open the folder, which will be what you extracted to, and then you go into the folder, this will be the main thing. And then from here, this will be the macro quest that you open. Then you leave it in the background. As long as you leave it in the background, if you load up EverQuest, you will have a bunch of things that pop up. That's how you know it's running. You'll also see this. If you see this, that's when you know that macro quest is running correctly. Okay, so in addition to that, let's go back to this real quick. So you will go, once you do that, you log in your character and stuff, you will go to config. You will see E3 bot ionize. And then on these bot ionize, it'll show your character's name, what server they're on, and goes from there. So you have like these Lazarus ones. You have my characters on Perky Crew, off meds. You have Aryan Coconut. Then you have like Noodle Legs on that. Then there's Noodle Legs on Ascendant. So what you do is once you open the bot ionize, you will have. That's my brother. Yeah. Oh yeah, because he didn't fully get it because like yeah, I was telling him about Twist. All right, and so on these bot ionize, these are the things you can edit. You can put auto food on or off. You don't really need to do that on Ascendant because Ascendant, you don't consume food whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about this. But if you want to do certain food and you want to auto food and auto consume them, you put this on. You put the food's name here, put the drink's name here, and then it'll eat them. Uh, it'll eat them automatically until you run out. And that way you can avoid consuming buff food. Like say like you get like other server like actual buff food, you don't want to eat the buff food if they don't have it built in by default that you can't eat buff food. You can work around it that way. Uh there's embed break in combat. equals off. So basically, what this does is if you're sitting down and you're in combat, it'll automatically stand you back up. So if you're doing FD while you're running, it'll automatically sit you back up because it's considered you as sitting if you're FDing. So you can put auto mid break on or off, which that'll do is once you're out of combat, your character will automatically sit down. You can do it that way if you want to. I just leave it off, so there's no need for me to do that. I'm a monk, you know. But like if you're dealing with casters, you know, a permanent crack, it's a good thing to consider. You can put auto loot on or off. With auto loot, it's okay, but I don't like doing it because I don't like when you're fighting and then your character's like, "Oh, hey, a corpse," and it's like, and it's gonna go loot it real quick. Like you can tweak it and stuff, but I just don't mess with it. Um, so you can remove torpor after combat. You can auto forage. Once again, you don't need the food, so auto foraging is kind of pointless. Do keep in mind this kind of makes dealing with your inventory kind of annoying at times because you will auto forage while messing with stuff, and since it's putting the stuff automatically in your inventory, whatever you have clicked on that's in your that you have in your cursor, that will go into a automatic bag slot and stuff. So that can make things kind of annoying when inventory managing later on. So if you don't want to deal with that, you can just leave it off. But if you need food and stuff, it's a good way to get some free food and not have to worry about buying food. Um, Dismount and interrupt on. I'm guessing with something like interrupts your cast or whatever, it just dismounts you. I don't fucking really care about that, so I don't mess with it. Delay in movements. Oh, in milliseconds after cast window drops for spell completion. I think that just means like what the delay is. So like if your spell completes, you can like put like a delay for a cast window or something like that. I don't. Oh yeah, if this one's like if you FD, you stay down. True or false? I have it on false because I don't want to stay down. I kind of want to. I mean, it might be able to turn everything off actually. Let me actually mess with that. Let me put true on this. Oops. Goddamn, I can't type today. Where the fuck are my fingers at? Okay, so we're gonna put this on true. We're gonna save this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little test run real quick and see what this does. Do I have a mob of this current? Might have to go a bit deeper for one. Okay, we have one here. Let me go get this pledge familiar. Alright, good sir, I need you for testing. Okay, so I'll turn my assist on and then I'll hit up D. Okay, good, it works. Now I can utilize this. I should have messed with it sooner, but now I can utilize this and it'll turn all my assist stuff off. I don't have to worry about my character because like before when I had it, um if I had the assist me on and I FD'd, my character will always try to throw stone when they can. So, all right, so I don't want to deal with splitting these and like fully dropping their aggro, so I'm just gonna kill them for now. So now I know I can FD in combat and I don't have to worry about it anymore, all because of that one change. Perfect. So if you have FD, you can just do that, and then boom, you're good to go. And I'm gonna show you how some other things. Okay, so when you target a mob, actually, I should have done that before I killed them. That's okay though. So if you target a mob, you will see a bunch of information. You'll see their level, what class they are, what race they are. You'll see the distance from you. This doesn't really matter. And this circle thing is, can you see your target or not? So if you're line of sight, it'll be like that. If you see the X, it means you can't cast at them. So this would be like you cannot see your target. This is basically the same thing as you cannot see your target. So you don't have to worry about spamming it until the message comes up. And then when you aggro them, you'll see this little number down here, and below your name, that'll be all your aggro percent. That'll be how much aggro percentage you have to the mob. If you're at 100 or like completely in red, it should be you'll be able to pull aggro over the mob off of somebody else. So this is a good way to keep track of your threats, see how much threat you have or your pet, etc., etc. I think it might be built in baseline for under your character. I can't remember for certain. I know there was a way to manage threat normally, but just in case it might be part of macro quest, that's part of it. You don't have to worry about these because these are usually for just boxing. If you're not boxing, just don't pay attention to them. But if you are boxing, you can use this to mimic you when you're targeting, hailing, etc. It'll mimic all your targets, all that stuff. And when you, I mean, assist me will do that anyways, but This will be like, yeah, this will help you mimic stuff. This will be like, follow me. This will be come to me if you just want to come to you real quick. Um, that kind of stuff. And then for MQ settings, if you want to edit what's actually on the map, you can go to MQ settings slash MQ settings or setting, and then you can go to plugins. You can go to map, and then you can edit what you want on the map. You can change the colors. You can make it so they're con colors, so you can see what's red to you on the map, what's yellow to you, what's gray. Oh sorry. You can turn off NPCs, turn them on. You can what's the other thing? Displays mounts, mercenaries, corpse, chests, timer, displays hidden timers. I just leave that on just in case. Displays your target. So if you target something, it'll display your target on the map, and then you can see a line to them, which is with target line right here. You can see NPC con color. You can have the normal labels on from blue walls. So if they're like if it's not part of Macro Quest 2, you can turn the brew wall labels on, and then it'll show all your brew wall stuff for your maps. Um, there's nav, there's all this other stuff. Item display, you can show loot filter buttons, you can show Lucy button, so take you to Lucy, you can look up stuff like that. You can show spell info on items, spell info on spells, and then yeah, that kind of stuff. A nav. I wonder if there's like a thing for overlay. Viewports, resize EverQuest viewport now. Yeah. And emulate EverQuest cursor. Oh, okay, yeah, just using my keybinds. Frame rate limiting. Oh, show console unload. Take that off. You don't need to ever use the console. Unless you're uh unless you're what's it called? Using it to update, which with E3 you don't need to update. So if you're using E3 to automate, you don't need to update. You just need to use that. Okay, so back to this since I'm done showing stuff. So dbots and dots are visible equals true. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I guess like I don't know. Enhanced rotation speed is off. I don't really know what that does, so I'm not gonna leave it off. If it's off by default, it's probably for a good reason. Okay, override old settings and use this off. All this for med breaks and whatnot. I can see alerts for rampages, reflect messages, damage messages. That'll let you, it's like it'll scream at you or whatever, letting you know they're rampaging. I think it pops in the middle of the screen. I can't remember exactly. And you can change your assist type. If you're melee, you'll just go in melee when you use slash assist me. So this is more so for like automation overall. You can change your range distance from the mob. Like you can do max melee distance, so they'll stay max melee at all times. But it doesn't like fully stick them. It just puts them in that melee distance, and then it just makes them fight. So you're not using like a stick command. So just keep that in mind. Then you can set what buffs you want. You can have like your instant, your self buff, your bot buff, your combat buff, your group buff, your pet buff, etc., etc. Your auras, any of that stuff, um, will go there. I don't have any buffs to use right now, so I'm not utilizing those. And then right here you have your abilities. These will be the abilities that your character will automatically use as you're in the melee assist mode, which is what my character does. He does like the round kicks, the men's when they're up cooldowns, he does tiger claws, and then he does throw stones. So that's why you see him like constantly throwing stuff. Right here you have your nukes. This will be what you cast. So if you're doing ranged assistance, I believe this is what cast. I haven't messed with like the range assist too much in in general. So I also haven't played like a caster in bot I just yet. So I'll have to play around with a bit more of that before I can tell you how that all works. So you can debuff on assist, um, and you can put what debuffs you want to utilize, like slows. You can do dispels if you want to. Life support. I think this is more so like when you're low. I think the life support is usually like a quick heal or something like that. So you have like your burn, your burn rotations. You have your quick burn, like what you want for burst. You have your long burn and your full burn. I don't have this set up because I'm not at a point where I need to utilize this. So this is something you can play around with if you want to. Um, Bandolier buff. I'm not doing that. Okay, so rampage actions. You can basically tell what your rampage actions to do when they're rampaging. I think usually you just put like assist off or something like that. I forgot what these you can put on here. Um, you can block certain buffs. You can just type the buff name that you don't want to deal with anymore, and it'll permanently block that buff. Well, I think it's also yeah, but just the buff name. Cursor delete. I don't know how to do that. I don't know what the gimme is. I think it's like for certain items. I haven't played around with that. Ifs, events, and loots and whatnot. That's something else. I haven't played around with too much, so I can't give too much information on what that does. Override general settings. Oh, this is for mana stones. So you can use mana stones like the HP, like the magician stone or whatever. You can like automatically cast them and use them or whatever. Yeah, there's like startup commands, zoning commands, bunch of other stuff. But there's like a lot of stuff to play with the bot eye and eyes, and that's what basically I use for my combat automation. And then I just use the map just to see what's currently up. What else part of macro quest do I use? Not too much else. That's pretty much it. Well, one thing I wanted to mess with was profiles. So you can launch without login. You can go to your characters. You can just select your character and whatnot. But I think it loads with a certain client. So you gotta set what clients you have open config. So if you only have one client, you can just change your EQ install. I think accounts. Oh, this is my edit accounts. This will be yeah. So this will be my RF2. I'll choose this. I'll choose prog downloads. Actually, we'll go here first, and then I'll just pause this real quick. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was. I thought I had it unpaused. Okay, so basically, oh my god, let me get this back open again. Okay, so since I screwed that up, let me show you the correct thing. Okay, so once you have the right directory, it'll be the one with your EQ in. You'll see a bunch of stuff that looks like this. Once you see this stuff, that's when you know you have the right directory. And once you have the right directory for your EQ game thing is for the right client, you hit OK. And then it'll show you the client path right here. Poop Fusion is the one I'm using for this because I was going to use Pro Fusion, but I decided not to play on that server, and that's why I'm using this client for that one. I got to rename it later. Alright, I'll show you that. You hit OK, and that's how you know it'll launch the right install. And you can just change the name of it. I just put it on emu. You put your account information, and then boom. Okay, so now what I was trying to show was how it would work until I fucked it up. I don't know how much I didn't record, so I'm pretty sure it was just that because I just don't want to just show me messing around while I was trying to set that all up. So I wanted to like do like a quick little cut to it, but it's okay. All right, boom. Now, what I eventually want to get is for it to not show that little log window and like not have that auto load. I wonder if I can mess around with it. Like this is kind of whatever. These are just recent changes. I don't really care about these for like macro quests in general. It's not for the E3 version because like the macro quest general one's made for like live and emu servers, and like that one doesn't always work with E3, so yeah, whatever. So we'll do MQ setting again. Maybe I can mess with something. Show timestamps in chat. I don't really care about that. We'll get rid of that. Frame limiter, key bindings, overlay. Scroll text, individual character settings. Oh yeah, you can go here for colors. You can go here for map locations and stuff like that. Nav, automatic click nearby doors. Time to get unstuck. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I thought there was like a way to get rid of this. Oh, I can put escape to close, and I can close it. Okay, okay, good. So if you don't want to deal with that window and you're never going to utilize it for any commands or anything, you can just right-click on it, put escape to close, and you can just close it out. And then every time it loads up, you just hit escape, and it'll close that window. So that way you don't have to worry about that stupid freaking thingamajig always there. And that pretty much goes over the basics of macro requests and automating things. And then this will basically be how it works. So you will have a little thing. Let me just go to it real quick. You'll have like a little macro you can make on social page. You'll be assist. You can just name whatever you want. Do /assist me, and then once you hit that macro, like I just did, your character will do kicks, tiger claw, and then it'll do throw stone. Basically, just do everything, and then just tell it to assist you again. And then that's how you basically do your main character auto attacks and casting and shit, as well as your boxes, so your boxing. A Enforcer is always good. So yeah, I just wanted to do this a quick little video just to showcase E3 next and how to set it up. I thought you had to get on their Discord, but I think I got on it initially because I did have some questions and I wasn't sure how things worked, and then once I played around with the bot ionize, I'm like, oh, this is how it works? Oh, okay. Easy. And then boom, I just started doing it all myself. Okay. Now that I'm done with that, okay, so hide corpse, all hide corpse looted. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, feel free. If you're playing on Ascendant, just feel free to send me a tell, and then I can go from there. I probably won't check the comments or YouTube too much in general. I usually just upload and then like I look at it once in a while to see if there's any views or likes here and there, and then I'm like, oh, okay, people do appreciate it. That's cool. But yeah, I mainly had motivation to do this because Proxa did ask me about it, and I wasn't sure if people did care enough about like the macro quest side of things. So I figured I'd just do a quick little macro quest video, do a quick little setup, demonstrate how it works, and yeah, there you go. All right, peace.